Hi, welcome to this course on zoning for incremental development. So we'll be talking about regulating barriers, particularly zoning and other development regulations, and addressing neighborhood scale and infill development. So a little bit about myself and the company Code Studio. My name is Christy Dodson, and I'm trained in both architecture and planning, where I've had the opportunity to work both at the citywide scale on planning policies and regulations, as well as at the individual project scale, managing architecture projects, and actually working with zoning in different cities. And I'm an urban designer with Code Studio. We were founded in 2006, and part of our approach to zoning and regulation is thinking about right-sizing these zoning codes and regulations. So really giving a sense of these regulations and approaching these specific places. So our plans and codes yield vibrant, mixed-use, walkable communities. And the way that we think about that is by allowing the types of developments that we're going to be talking about in this course. Things like small-scale incremental development that's locally driven and considers things like redevelopment strategies. So we've worked in communities, both large and small, in the United States in writing codes and regulations that address these types of issues. So we've worked both at a citywide scale, looking at development codes and zoning codes to make sure that this small scale and incremental development is something that is encouraged and is possible in these communities. And then we've even worked in specific areas of communities that have had specific issues of wanted to uphold certain plans and making sure that the development codes and regulations really align with that. So let's talk a little bit about what this course will cover. In the first part, we are going to talk through understanding the regulatory barriers to small scale development. So part of that is just understanding what is small-scale development, where does it usually happen, what does it look like, to make sure we're on the same page. And I will often refer to both small-scale and incremental development interchangeably of terms, so just be aware of that. In the second part, we'll be talking about specific tools to reduce these barriers. So once we understand what infill development is, we understand what the barriers are, the second part really is about implementation. We want to think about reducing these barriers and promoting small-scale development with specific tools and strategies, zoning or otherwise. And so we'll think about evaluating community plans so that zoning and development regulations better align and support small-scale development. And we'll also dig into some best practices and strategies adopted by communities across the US so that you'll have some good tools and examples of how to implement this in your community moving forward.